My celebrity crush as a teenager, and still, is Pamela Anderson. I'm Sam Claflin and I am about to play my teenage self. I've been given this box, but let me tell you, this box was actually from my childhood. That's why it's unicorns and I love the Jonas Brothers. Lots of diamonds. What were your favourite bands as a teen? I was a bit into like heavier, rock music. So Hoobastank, I was obsessed with. The Strokes, I loved. Green Day, the classic. Everyone, Green Day, Nirvana. As a teenager, that was my thing. Who was your celebrity crush as a teenager, and have you met them since? My celebrity crush as a teenager, and still, is Pamela Anderson. And no, I haven't met them, but I used to have a picture on my bedside table that I framed, and I used to kiss before I went to bed. I think it was a bit earlier than me being a teenager though, honestly. I think I'd grown out of that phase as a teenager. I also loved Nadia from American Pie. I forgot her real name, but I used to be obsessed with her. What were the most embarrassing trends you took part in as a teen? Flared jeans. I don't know how or why they ever came back into fashion after the 60s, but they did for a little bit, and I definitely had a pair. I think that, looking back, was probably one of the most embarrassing trends. Also, I had my ear pierced as a teenager, and I also used to wear gold chains and have a shaved head with a fringe, which I think was never a good look. Unless you were, a teddy boy in the 50s. What was the best piece of advice you got given as a teen? Don't graffiti on benches. I think my parents were pretty lenient. I was a third brother, so by the time it got to me, I think I kinda had learned what mistakes my two older brothers had made, so I didn't need huge amounts of advice. I was the golden boy, yeah. Did you have a nickname? It was Worm. For no real reason other than the fact I used to wear a beanie and I thought it was a cool nickname. Wow. But my friends used to call me Claf, which was short for my surname, obviously. What advice would you give your teenage self? Do what you do. I don't think teenagers need to explore for themselves. I think they need to make mistakes and they need to, learn from those mistakes. But I also, I wouldn't change anything, because without having done everything, made every choice that I made, I wouldn't be sat here answering these great questions. So yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. I just think do whatever feels right in the moment. What was your first email address? My first email address, I was part of a really cool gang in my school called the Cossey Crew. And we all subsequently gave ourselves nicknames, well, not nicknames, numbers, sorry, that would become our email address. And because I wanted to be really cool, and the lowest number, someone had already got 1 and 2 and 3, so I went for 0. So I was Cossey Crew _00, I think, at hotmail.com. Woo! So proud. What was your most used teenage slang? Peach. I remember using, that was peach. She's a peach, that's a peach, they're a peach. Goal was peach. Peach was my one word that I overused and never really took off. What was the subject you were worst at school? Science. Oh yeah, I got an ungraded in my science in my GCSEs. No, in my mock exams. So because I was originally in like one of the top sets, but I remember I got 17 out of 120 correct. So I then got demoted to the lower ranks of the science class, and then I managed to get a C. So I did. That was the only subject I revised, and I got a C. So it can be taught. What bits of pop culture were you obsessed with as a teen? I didn't really. I mean, Britney Spears. I wasn't really into pop music. Not that I was like an emo or a goth. I just kind of liked. My two older brothers were very, very heavy metal. So I just like that music. It kind of gets me in the mood. Pop music's never been my bag, personally. But yeah, I loved, do you know what? I loved Blink-182, all the small things, because it took the mick out of every single one of those pop music videos. So that was my kind of offspring, if you can call them pop music. But yeah. That is my teenage self with Sam Claflin. Make sure you check out my new movie, The Corrupted, on May 10th.